Konnichiwa, everyone. Welcome to the Weerds podcast, where we talk all things weebish and nerdish. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get updated on all our new videos. Today's podcast, Finding Our Way in Spirited Away, covers the movie Spirited Away.
Your words have very good spirit.
Why'd you have to do that, man? Why?
Aye.
So for those of you who don't know, Spirited Away is a movie that was released in July 2001. I almost said 2021.
I was going to say, could you say that again?
It was in 2001, alright?
Okay.
And that was the Japan release date. The United States release date was August 31st, 2002. So about a year afterwards. So the summary of the movie is, in this exciting tale, a 10-year-old by the name of Chihiro is moving with her parents to a new house. They unfortunately get lost on the way and they find an abandoned amusement park. Instead of turning back like a sane person, they decide to explore the area, finding a restaurant stocked with food. And her parents start overeating, and they were turned into pigs. Chihiro must now work at a bathhouse for spirits to avoid being turned into a pig herself. So interesting enough, the writer and director for this movie was Hayao Miyazaki, the greatest filmmaker of all time in my opinion. It is produced by Toshio Suzuki. The production company was Studio Ghibli, and it was distributed by Toho. Alright, so, funnily enough, before we recorded this podcast, Hush here watched Spirited Away for the first time.
I did?
God, I hope you did. Otherwise, this is going to be a very one-sided podcast.
Alright, so this is a one-sided podcast. Let's talk about time travel real quick.
No time travel.
Yes, time travel.
Bad, Hush. Bad. No time travel for you.
Now if I go back in time and prevent this from happening, then therefore I do get my back.
Stop. So, with it being your first time of watching the movie, what was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction, I mean, from just hearing the title, Spirited Away, not what I was expecting for the movie, what I was expecting to come out of the movie, can't tell you what. I was thinking some spirit was on the run from something.
So you took the title literally.
I took it a little literally, but what I got was just as good. But I would still love to see the version of my version, whatever that may be.
A spirit on a way on a run.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm sure there's something like that out there.
But I liked it. What was it? Studio Ghibli?
Yeah.
I've seen the title of their movies, and I've heard good things about the movies. Obviously, I just never got around to watching them.
I mean, so far you've seen 3 of them, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, don't worry. I'll show you all of them.
I've seen 3. We're talking about the second one now. The other one I saw was Howl's Moving Castle. Is that one? Yeah.
Tell me you saw that one.
That's the one I saw. And then I saw the last one, and then we saw this one. I saw this one. I gotta say I'm a pretty big fan of the studio.
Yeah,
they're really good movies.
They do really good animation.
Mm-hmm. I like the storytelling in them too, or how they portray it.
Hayao Miyazaki has a really great way of telling a story. I also like how he tells love stories without actually telling love stories. I forget what the quote. Hold on, let me find the quote he has for it. So there's a quote that Hayao Miyazaki has said. He says, "I become skeptical of the unwritten rule that just because a boy and a girl appear in the same feature, a romance must ensue. Rather, I want to portray a slightly different relationship, one were to mutually inspire each other to live, if I'm able to, then perhaps I'll be closer to portraying a true expression of love. Which I think he does really well in his movies. And also, it shows like he has a healthier idea of what a relationship is, rather than just, most movies where it's like, yeah, they appear on the screen, boom, relationship.
Bam.
Meanwhile, he was like, rather than doing that, he just like, they first are like friends and they inspire each other and lift each other up, and then if it what's the word?
Transcends.
No, not transcends. If it's essential to the story, where it makes sense in the storyline for them to have a relationship, then it makes sense. And there's also a foundation to build upon why they have a relationship.
You mean like how there's just the random love between those two to break the spell?
Well, you see that the relationship builds throughout the story.
Right.
Because she just had her parents turned into pigs. She's alone. She's dark. He's the first person to come find her, give her food, help her become, safe, and then Haku leads her to a place where she can live to figure stuff out. And that mutual understanding and help uplifting each other helps bring out the form not of romantical love, but of familial love,
right.
Of being, caring for another person.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Not person. There's no people in that movie.
Except for Chihiro.
You can't prove that.
That's the little point of her character is being the only human.
That's the whole plot of the movie.
So the first time I watched this movie was a very long time ago. I don't even remember when I watched this movie. But I remember this was a movie that really got me into wanting to watch more Studio Ghibli movies. Because after this, I watched Castle in the Sky. I watched Ponyo, Porco Rosso, The Cat Who Returns. There's a lot of movies I'm going to show you later.
My first time watching it was, like 2 hours ago?
An hour ago. Well, I guess technically this movie started 2 hours. So yeah, 2 hours ago.
How long is the movie?
90 minutes. Around there.
Just a normal
movie.
Yeah.
It isn't no end game. 3 hours long.
Let's be fair. Movies nowadays go so fast.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't care how long it is. It
Honestly,
just matters if you enjoyed it.
I wouldn't mind if most movies were now 3 hours long.
It's
more storytelling they could do.
Yeah, but why do that when you could just make sequels to explain the story?
Or just make a TV show.
Spirited Away TV show?
Nah. Because, honestly, they don't need to put too much in Spirited Away. Spirited Away, don't remake. Don't do a live action. It's a masterpiece on its own. You don't need a...
You just have someone from Disney watching our podcast. Let me write that down real quick.
Disney, don't you dare. Don't you dare, Disney. Joke's on them. They don't have rights to it.
Get right to it.
Buy Studio Ghibli.
We already got Star Wars. Let's get this too.
Yeah, they bought Lucasfilms, they bought Fox Studios, they bought Pixar. It's just a matter of time before they buy Sony.
Disney is basically the Amazon in its own respective field.
Basically. I would say it's more like Amazon is like the Disney version of their field.
That's fair. I think it can go both ways. But yeah.
Depending on who you are.
Disney and Amazon are going to rule the world one day.
Definitely, yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, what's your personal review of this movie? How would you get people to go watch this movie?
Duck.
Duck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the duck spirits?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were pretty cute.
Duck. They're giant, too. The giant ducks.
Yeah.
And the tiny ducks.
Or the radish spirit.
That creeped me the heck out.
Really?
It really did.
He was a nice spirit, though.
It doesn't mean anything.
Wow, you don't like nice spirits?
Nice people are the most dangerous.
That's it. I'm going to get the yokai to come after you. You don't even know what yokai are.
Yokai Watch?
That's what the Yokai Watch is based off of yokai. Yokai are basically evil spirits.
What makes you think I'm not already one?
Because I'm here.
Are you an evil spirit? Away with you.
So anyways, my personal review of this movie is if you like a really good character development storyline, then this is a great movie because you really see Chihiro grow up throughout the movie, but in very subtle ways.
True.
And if you also love Studio Ghibli, how have you not watched this movie already? This is the most popular movie ever.
By the way, in your description at the start, you said what's her name was 10 years old.
Yeah.
You kept telling me throughout the whole movie she's 12.
I thought she was 12.
I've been lied to.
I don't. You know what?
It just registered to me.
Wikipedia said 10. That's what I put in.
What did Spirited Away wiki say?
10 years old. That's where I got it.
Cool.
So, who was your favorite character?
No, honestly, in my opinion, it was kind of hard to keep track of that specific thing because there's always some new character being introduced and there's always something happening. Whereas it's just kind of like that chaoticness, you know?
I figured your favorite character would be the Boiler Man.
Who, Eggman?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's my favorite. I'd say he's like. I would say I would take him into battle with me. Sure, he's not my favorite. I can go. I'm gonna go with my generic answer, and say what's his face, Haku.
Haku. Mhm.
Because dragon.
Because dragon.
That's my baseline answer.
That's a fair question. I remember when I was I want to say I was in 4th or 5th grade. I was obsessed with this movie, specifically Haku and his dragon form. So you know how you have that activity time. I would just draw Haku and I'd just write dragon at the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, a lot of people in my class were obsessed with dragons, and they kept asking me how to spell dragon. Like 20 other kids kept on coming out. I was like, "Can you spell dragon for me?" I was like, "All right."
Was dragon like the most popular mythical animal as a child?
I guess from my class it was.
I was obsessed with dragons as a kid too.
I feel like everybody was. I mean, dragons are really cool.
True, but there's a difference between liking dragons and being obsessed with dragons.
I was obsessed with dragons.
I was too.
I had a dragon calendar. I actually have.
Yeah.
I have a Chinese jacket with the dragon on the back.
It wasn't as cringy as mine.
What's your cringe?
My PS3 name was Dragon.
Alright, how about this? My gamer tag for all of my gaming systems is Aki Dragon.
I mean, that's fair, but today that's cool.
Was it not cool back then?
You made it cool now.
I made it cool.
You made yourself cool.
That's how you do it, kids. You become cool. Key parts of the movies that I want to talk about. What was going through your head when the stink river spirit came into the bathhouse? That whole scene and them getting all the trash out of him. What was going through your head during that whole scene?
I was confused.
You were confused?
A little bit. It even further confused me when he actually got cleaned. And then he left.
Not so much as a goodbye.
Yeah, I mean... I'm gonna be honest, that whole movie just confuses me.
Do you need to watch it a few more times?
I mean, if it'll help me not be confused, then sure. But I mean, I understood what happened. That doesn't mean it's still not confusing.
I mean, fair.
They also cleaned the whole bathhouse just for him to gunk it up again.
Well, isn't that all bathhouses? You clean the bathhouse, the customer goes in, cleans themselves. You have to clean it again because of their gunk.
Alright, first of all, have you ever been to a bathhouse? And secondly, he destroyed the whole bathhouse, not
To
just
be
his
fair,
room.
That's not his fault. It is because of human pollution, polluting whatever water entity he's from.
Humans don't exist.
You know, we can't have a serious conversation with you around.
What's a conversation?
Dun dun dun.
Now, if he was a dragon, why was he in like one big blob? Why was
Because
he?
of all the pollution.
Was he just kind of like, I guess, just curled in
He was
and
just
stuck?
curled in. All this gunk is inside him. Remember, he's also a spirit.
I was kind of
Take logic rules and throw it out the window.
I was honestly expecting him to be a frog, because that's kind of what the sludge formed looked like.
Yeah, it masked his true persona, which was a great dragon.
I know, but I thought it was gonna be a frog.
There was enough frogs.
But there was only one.
You're talking about most of them were frogs. Most of the male workers were frogs.
We only had one real frog though.
They're spirits.
The little tiny guy.
Yeah, they're spirits. You don't need all the frogs.
I guess I can also consider him one of my favorite characters.
Why?
I don't know. He's a frog.
That's the only reason why. He's one of my least favorite characters.
You don't like frogs, apparently.
I don't like that frog.
What did he ever do to you?
Be rude, inconsiderate, gold digger.
He got Ian. Give him some credit.
He still survived at the end, so no.
Did he survive?
Yeah. He swam away. Did you miss that part?
No, I saw it.
Do you still just not believe it?
Nope.
So you said you were confused. What parts were you confused about, and maybe I can help? Because it might be confusing for other people who watch the movie.
Well, me personally, I was just confused. Again, because like I said when you asked me what my favorite character was, there was just so much happening at once. And I had so many questions of why is this happening? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Who is this guy? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? I'm just this. I only watched it once. I didn't get a full grasp of what the heck was happening. The only thing I understood was some slime ball followed. What's her name?
Chihiro.
Yeah, Cheerio. Into a bath. Into what are they even called?
Bathhouses.
Bathhouses? Like no, I mean the individual rooms. Is it just still a bathhouse?
It's a whole bathhouse, and there's different rooms for the bathhouse. So there's the rooms with the baths.
See, I don't even know what the heck. I don't even know what the heck a bathhouse is.
It's basically a hotel specifically for taking baths. So you have the rooms with all the baths. You have the guest rooms where they stay in.
Oh,
the rooms where you can go eat.
Here's the real question: where are the drains?
What drains?
All that sludge and all that water had to go somewhere.
Magic.
Want to talk about time travel?
Stop with the time travel. Oh my goodness. What is with you and time travel? I bet I know a part that you really got confused out.
Okay.
When Yabiba's twin sister came into the movie. So you remember the part where Haku got injured?
Mm-hmm.
And then the astral form of Yabiba's twin sister changed the baby into a rat?
Yeah.
How confused were you at that part?
What even is the baby even a baby?
It's a spirit.
But is it a baby?
Yes, it's a spirit baby.
Can they reproduce in the spirit world?
No. Why would you ask that?
Because I'm genuinely confused.
Yes. Because why not?
I don't believe your answer. You didn't sound convincing enough.
Yes, they can reproduce. They can do the honky tonk. So my favorite character of the movie was actually No Face.
I've seen his...
I just thought he was a very interesting character.
Yeah, I've seen his face around before seeing the movie.
Yeah, he's a very popular character.
That's probably why, yeah.
But what I liked about it was, it was interesting to see, how different people react in different places. He's also kind of based off of an old yokai or spirit in Japanese legends, where it can only enter a house after you invited it in, and then it causes mayhem in your house, which is kind of what No Face represented.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that confused me because I think I even said this during the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the scenes with him, but I
Yeah.
don't remember the part where she said come into the bathhouse. I don't
Yeah,
remember
so
that
I
part
think
specifically.
you at that point you were agonizing over
Oh,
how
true.
screwed you were in your electrical run in
Right.
Pokemon.
Right.
So it was that part where it was raining and she went to go dump out some old water that they were using for cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
and he was standing out in the garden, and she, was like, she thought he was already a guest in the bathhouse.
Oh, okay. I know what scene that is.
Yeah,
Then.
so she was like, "Hey, aren't you cold out there?"
Yeah, no, I remember that now. I just
Yeah.
don't remember the actual invitation in.
Yeah.
But I remember that scene itself. Okay.
Yeah, it was
okay.
that scene, and she was like, "Go ahead and come on in,"
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
that's how he got inside.
Right. And then he cheated to get her points with the boss.
I mean, to be fair, the boss was kind of being a jerk.
That's fair.
He wouldn't give her a soap token, so they could clean the bath for the guests because she was human. So, in other words, he's racist.
A little bit.
I mean, they were kind of racist.
Is it not spiritist or humanist?
There's it's still a race, ain't it?
Is spirit a race?
Dun-dun-dun. I mean, technically, we're getting into all kinds of ethical weirdies.
I mean, the only races I know are the 5 kilometer, the 10 kilometer, the marathon. We're talking about those races, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that. So, what was your favorite part of the storyline? Alright, I'll tell this.
I'm just
different
gonna.
way. What's your favorite part of the movie? What got you? Oh, this is a good movie. At what part?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Sure.
Which part of the dragon? Was it when he first transferred to the dragon?
Did he transform? Because here's what I remember. I just remember there being a dragon. I don't remember the part where he reveals that he was transformed into it. Did they say that? 'Cause I just remember the scene of what's her name going to the window and seeing some dragon being attacked,
Yeah.
and she kind of knew who he was. Did I miss the part where they actually introduced?
She just kind of knew that was Haku.
Oh, okay. Also, who uses paper butterflies as a weapon?
So actually, how they're shaped, how those pieces of paper are shaped, those are actually from ancient Japanese storylines and myths and history. Those are actually spirit. It's ways that exorcists fought spirits. So it's like sacred talismans and stuff. So that's what they represent.
Or they could just be a bunch of Cortanas.
That's what Cortana is based off of.
Yeah, exactly.
Pokemon of the day.
I don't know. I can't really specify a favorite part of the movie because all of it was pretty good. But at the same time, I'm still again very confused. So
I mean, that's fair.
a lot happened even at the start. Even at the start of the movie, when the spirit world part actually happened, there was still so much that was happening.
True.
It was a lot. It was a lot to take in, especially for the first time watching it.
I mean, that's fair. I just want to say he agreed to watching it and then doing a podcast for it.
I mean,
I did not force him into this. Look into the camera and say you weren't forced into this.
I was forced into this.
I'm not the camera. So my favorite part of the story is actually it's the part where the stink spirit comes in, because that was the part where Chihiro finally steps up and does a great thing, and people finally recognize her.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really a nice scene to watch, and also shows because she was very timid before, it shows how much of a growth her character has already had.
Well, did she really? She did step up. I agree, but did she completely step up, or was it, let's see what she does and then she had to step up? Because again, Granny wasn't really the nicest to her.
No, but that's the point. Like, yes, she was kind of forced into the situation, but she's still a lot. It's like the flight or fight response. She could have, toppled over and not be able to do anything, but she grew past her fears and and her timidness and stepped up to the plate and helped the river demon.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
So if you were to give this movie a rating out of 5 or more, or whatever you want, what would it be?
10 dragons of any kind. I know there's only one dragon in the movie, but of any kind.
Technically, there's 2.
Is there?
The river dragon.
Oh yeah, you're true.
And
You're right. I'm gonna still say dragons of any kind.
All right.
10 dragons of any kind to 5 gold nuggets.
Where'd the gold nuggets come from?
No face.
Oh right.
Is that also his Is that just for the movie, or is that some like actual mythological thing? I guess that he's supposed to be. He's supposed to create gold to get to lure in people.
It might be. I don't remember.
Again, also, is the gold supposed to be that valuable to spirits? Do spirits even need gold? Like,
well, it's a valuable rock.
Do they do any? Is there currency in the movie, or in the spirit world?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what else to say either.
So my rating is 10 bathhouse out of 14 duck spirits.
Only a 10 out of 14?
Well, it's an out of 5 rating.
That's fair. What was the 15? You said ducks?
Yeah, the duck spirits.
Mm. The big ones or the small ones?
Yes.
All right. I don't know. I think the way they portrayed the duck spirits were just really spot on.
All right, we're going to move on to our interesting facts part of the podcast, where we give you facts you may have not known about Spirited Away. So the first one is that the inspiration of Spirited Away that Hayao Miyazaki had was because he wanted to make a movie for 5 girls who were family friends, and he spent time with every summer when his family went to the mountain cabin for summer break. And he really wanted to make a movie with a heroine that they could look up to. So, a very strong female character that little girls could look up to and admire and aspire to become.
Right.
Which I think he did a good job on.
I think so too. Especially all the stuff that she went through at the age of 10.
Right.
She really did.
She really went through a heck of a time.
She went through a heck of a time. She almost died with the dragon.
They spent like a few weeks in the spirit world and probably are declared missing in the real world.
And their parents had no other response other than, "Where have you been?"
Right? Don't go running off like that.
You were the ones that were actually affected.
And then when they walked out, and then, the grass is overgrown,
Mm-hmm.
their car is covered in leaves, and they're like, is this someone's idea of a prank? Is like, wait.
It was also like the same scene going in, where she was holding onto her mother's arms, like, oh,
Yeah.
don't walk too close, you're gonna trip me. And then like, keep up, guys. It's like the same scenes over again, just
In reverse.
obviously, reversed.
Yeah.
And they still don't see anything wrong. Even
Nope.
again, they were the real ones who were affected, but
they saw nothing.
they definitely felt something. Pigs.
What?
Yeah. Wait, what? Why was the food like already prepared before the spirit world really came into view?
Well, when do cooks prepare food? Right when the guests walk in, or an hour before the guests arrive? So they get the food prepared already for the spirits, and once they come in, they can immediately start eating.
I'm sorry, but I don't walk into Subway and they hand me my sandwich right
It's
down and there.
not Subway.
You think I'm fancy enough for anything other?
Don't want me to answer that.
I do. So my fact might be a little more interesting because I didn't write it. He did.
I wrote all these facts.
Exactly. Production of Spirited Away started back during February of 2000 with a budget of 1.9 billion yen, which is equivalent to about 15 million US dollars. I need that money. Walt Disney Pictures financed 10% of the movie for the right of first refusal?
Mm-hmm.
Refusal for American distribution. It's a lot of money.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the right of first refusal basically means they get first picks on the American dub and American release of the movie.
So they're not going to remake this in Disney.
No, they're not going to remake this. Because Studio Ghibli still has all the rights to it.
Get the rights.
By
Remake the
Studio
movie.
Ghibli.
By Studio Ghibli. Remake. What else do we do? Resell it. Right. Sell it as our own.
It's sad that that's what Disney wants to do with that. So,
Disney's crazy.
Another fun fact, Miyazaki wrote and directed and drew the storyboards for the movie. So basically, watching the movie, you're watching one's whole work and vision come into one. Because of his heavy involvement and influence, the New Yorker, which is a newspaper, most of you probably don't even know what that is, once called him the auteur of anime, which basically, auteur just means basically master.
Is the New Yorker newspaper in New York?
I sure hope so. That's a terrible name.
We live in California. Why do we have a newspaper called the New Yorker? I don't know.
I don't know, but it makes sense to me.
It makes sense to me. My last interesting fact that I totally didn't write, but is stealing.
Is it stealing if I gave it to you?
Is it stealing if I stole it and then you gave it to me?
How'd you steal it if I don't? No.
Let's see. Spirited Away has won numerous awards, including an Oscar for the Best Animated Feature in 2003.
Back when Oscars actually made a difference.
Fair. It is frequently regarded as one of the best films of the 21st century and one of the greatest animated movies ever made.
I concur.
You concur. Fair. It was also the highest grossing film in Japanese history for 19 years until the Demon Slayer movie surpassed it.
Which I can't be mad at because I love Demon Slayer.
Yeah, me neither. See, it's hard. It's easy to be mad at that. It's easy to be mad until you mention that it's Demon Slayer and you're like,
Yeah.
oh wait, no, that's fine. That makes sense.
I mean, I went to watch Demon Slayer in theaters.
I don't watch movies alone.
That explains so much.
Thanks for the invite.
To be fair, this was back when we just first started becoming friends.
When did Demon Slayer come out?
Don't remember.
I don't remember either. That's fine.
It's
there's
also during the time that COVID was high.
Oh, that's fair. COVID was already on April 20th.
Yeah.
So
I mean, when I went to go watch it, there's literally like 5 other people in the theater.
yeah, weren't movies back then? I say back then,
Back
like
then.
a couple of years ago, weren't they like very restrictive of how many people could be in
Yeah.
the theater itself?
Literally, when I hit my seat,
Mm-hmm.
the 2 seats next to me also cleared out because you couldn't have people sitting next to each other.
I mean, yeah, no, that's fair.
But
I mean, I
honestly, I enjoyed the movies a lot more during the COVID time.
Fair.
Because there's so less people in there. Like I went to watch, me and my brother watched Shang-Chi when it came out, and there was still not that many people. There's a little bit more, but not that much. When I went to go watch, what's it called? What did I go watch? I watched a lot of movies.
I mean, I
went to watch Fast 9.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Yeah.
Did I watch Fast 9 before I watched Shang-Chi?
No. Fast 9 didn't come out before that, did it?
I gotta look this up real quick.
Research time.
Was June 25th. So yeah, I watched Fast 9 before I watched Shang-Chi. What did I watch after Shang-Chi?
What was out before? What was out after that? After
or
or before?
No, what I'm thinking of, okay, never mind. So Fast 9 was when a little bit more people came in. And then Shang-Chi is when everybody started coming back in.
Oh,
and
yeah, okay.
So I watched Shang-Chi by myself first, and then I also went with my brother. I noticed when I went to watch Shang-Chi by myself, there's so many people on their phones and just talking. Like, everybody forgot theater etiquette.
I'm gonna etiquette them out of the theater.
I was about to. I was like, y'all need to shut up.
When I went to go see The Curse like a couple weeks ago,
yeah.
My God, there's a couple behind us. Me and my friend went to see the movie The Curse. There's a couple behind us to our right, who would constantly, and you can see this if you're watching YouTube, who would constantly, just out of the corner of my eye.
Oh my gosh, I hated those people.
And
yeah.
And then there's a couple to my left who only did little whispers, but like they're whisper yelling.
Yeah. People, theater etiquette, no phones, stop talking to each other, watch the movie.
Funny enough, at some point I saw someone walking down like to the side exit.
Yeah.
And stood there for the rest of the movie. And I'm pretty sure that was a manager that came up without me seeing, told them to shut up, and then go stand by the door. And I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah, like, seriously, everybody. I mean, after COVID, everybody forgot basic skills: how to drive, theater etiquette, how to treat retail employees with respect.
Like there's a difference between, you hear the popcorn in the background, you hear people opening candy or whatnot. That's just part of a movie experience because that's what they sell.
Usually people wait till the quiet parts to do that.
Well, to be fair, The Curse was more of a gentle horror type kind of movie, so it was majority of it was quiet. It was also set back.
So you try to wait for a part where it won't make that much of a difference.
Yeah. But at what point in a movie, regardless of what movie it is, do you have to do this?
It's people who are stupid. They're stupid. Like, there's no excuse for it. Anyways, we've gone on a theater tirade.
All right, to the spirit world with us.
We're gonna.
This world sucks.
We're gonna end this right now. All right, arigato everyone for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, if you like this episode, like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell to keep updated on us. We look forward to making more content. Sayonara.
Bye.